What's going on, everybody? Sammy, your favorite statue reviewer here, and I'm back bringing you a video on the Daredevil premium format by Sideshow Collectibles. Sorry for the noise, my dog is walking. This statue was shown like last year, I think at around this time last year, maybe a little bit later. And a lot of people liked it when it was first shown. A lot of people didn't like it when it was first shown, mostly because of the overly modern design. That was definitely the make or break for a lot of people. I got this thing in probably like last month. Yeah, I want to say about a month now. And it took me a while to get this review out because originally I was supposed to have my boy Brandon Guerrero in this, but he's just been busy working a lot. So he said, you know what, go ahead, do your thing. So yeah, finally getting it out now because he doesn't have time to be in here, but he's here in spirit. He's always in me in spirit. And I wore this for you, buddy. I love you. So this is the Daredevil. This was sculpted by Daniel Bell, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only. This is the exclusive version with that swap out portrait you see on the statue right now. Limited to 750 pieces, which is kind of low for Sideshow. I like it. I'm not sure how much there are of the regulars. I just know the exclusive is 750. I'd imagine the regular is probably like 1,000 or 1,250, 1,500, something like that. But anyway, this was a really simple statue to put together. Only very few parts. The entire base is one part. Daredevil's whole body minus the head is one part because you swap out the heads. And then there's caps, little caps for the billy clubs if you don't want to display it with the cable. So overall, really simple, really straightforward. I had the whole thing put together in like 2 minutes. So let's start down here talking about the base. It's a very dull, I don't mean dull in a bad way, but it is just like, you know, a dull, toned down gray look of a Gothic style rooftop, side of a building, a corner, or something like that. You can see like the little Gothic style like carvings on the sides of the building. Obviously taking heavy inspiration from a lot of art in the comic books, and I really like it. The glass here, you know, I was worried the glass would come off as kind of cheap looking or cheesy in production, but I think they nailed it. It's like a transparent, I'm not sure if it's resin, it might be resin, but it really, I mean, from a distance, like you look at it and you think that's broken glass. I mean, the base is done really, really well. I love it. Moving up to Daredevil, you know, not much else to talk about on the base. Daredevil is where a lot of the praise and criticism came through, because it doesn't take a Daredevil expert to see that this is a very heavily modernized look for the character. You know, mostly he's just all red. It's a simple all red costume. His dad's old robes that he stitched into a costume. And this is a heavy departure from that. And I don't mind it, you know? And it might be because I'm gonna be completely honest here. You know, Daredevil, I always did like the character. I had read some of his stories here and there, but I guess I just never really got into like a lot of his deeper stories. And it's not because I didn't like them, I just didn't read them. I mean, I like other characters that I don't really read. It's just, I don't know, I guess I just never really read a lot of his stories. But when the Netflix show came around, that show, to this day, I'm still pissed about the cancellation. But that show made me really, really fall in love with the character. I mean, it painted Daredevil in a whole new light for me. I absolutely loved it. And as a result, I went back and, you know, started to get more into Daredevil comics and read them more. I mean, the show really boosted my love for Daredevil. So I guess that's probably why I don't mind the modernized look. I mean, this is definitely a mixture of comic style and Netflix style. I didn't like his suit in the show. I really hated it, actually. The black suit I liked. But his main, like, red and black suit that he had made, I really didn't like it much at all. I mean, I guess his mask looked cool, I guess, but it just, I didn't like it. Especially in those daylight shots with him in the, it just looks terrible. But I think this is a nice blend of the Netflix style and the comic book style. You know, I mean, the modernizations are obvious in all the black areas, you know, the extra equipment like knee pads and stuff like that, the piping around, is it piping? I mean, I don't know. Like the accents on his costume, the kind of mesh style additions on his sides and inside his thighs. But I mean, I like it, and I can see why a lot of people, especially comic book purists, would be turned off by this. I mean, this is not recognizable from any comic that I've seen, at least, and other people have said the same thing. I mean, who are more Daredevil fans than I am, they've said the same thing. I mean, this is not from any comic book ever, basically. But I mean, that's what Sideshow's doing with a lot of the statues now. You know, I mean, they're modernizing their premium formats. This is definitely one of the heavier modernizations, but again, I like it. I think the statue's incredible. Let's talk about the sculpt on Daredevil, because that is really what impressed me. Obviously, it's Daniel Bell sculpt. I mean, it goes without saying. I mean, the man nails anatomy. He nails musculature. I mean, my mom saw this when I unboxed it, and she doesn't care about my statues. She tries to care. I mean, she tries to like care and appreciate them and things like that. She'll say, oh wow, nice, this, that. But she really doesn't care about them. But when she saw this, the first thing, and she's a personal trainer, like she's a fitness fanatic. I mean, she knows like the human body, things like that. She saw this, the first thing she said was, wow, like those muscles are on point. And I'm like, yeah, because my boy sculpted this. He really can do no wrong with anatomy. And that's a lot of what I see wrong in a lot of statues nowadays. More so unlicensed ones than licensed, but anatomy seems to be the thing that kills a lot of otherwise good concepts, good poses, good paint apps. I mean, it's really the anatomy. And the anatomy on this got it spot on. And there goes my dog. Again, you know, like I can't find a single thing wrong with the sculpt. Sculpt, I mean, obviously, like, sculpt-wise and how well it's done, not, like, personal things I'd change with the costume and stuff, but he just does such a good job of nailing this human look. I honestly think that these male, like, jacked characters, but you know what I mean, Daniel excels in that. And I can't wait to see his Gladiator Hulk. I mean, it's going to be off the charts with that kind of anatomy. So, aside from just the anatomy, I mean, he's incredible at sculpting these little details too. You know, the boots have so many intricate little woven, you know, shoelaces, this, that. It looks like a real boot, and you'd think the laces themselves are mixed media because of how detailed they are, but they're not. You know, same with the straps here around his thigh. You'd think those are mixed media, but they're not. I mean, from afar, they look like it. My little brother thought they were at first when he saw it. He's like, is that fabric? I'm like, nah, chief, it's sculpt. So yeah, sculpt on this thing is second to none. Everything about it is just perfect. But as we all know, a fantastic sculpt can be completely butchered by a not so fantastic paint job. And again, that's what I see plague a lot of unlicensed statues, and a lot of licensed ones too. Especially, and as much as I love Sideshow, I honestly, they're my favorite company still, but you know, I'm not blind. They've put out some lackluster pieces, not so much lately. They've been stepping up their game a lot lately, but you know, everyone knows they put out some lackluster statues. So admittedly, naturally, I was a little bit nervous to see how the paint on this would come out, and I'm satisfied to say that this came out exactly like the prototype, honestly. The paints are incredible. Different shades of red throughout. It's not just one monotone red. You know, there's darker tones where the muscles separate to give that extra, give that look for separation. The blacks, the reds, dark reds on like his arm, you know, the accents and stuff like that. Incredible, fantastic. I honestly have no complaints with the paint app whatsoever. Even the eyes, not the eyes, but like, because Daredevil doesn't see. but where, you know, where the eyes would be. In the prototype, I saw that the eyes had like this metallic red kind of look to them, which made it look like they were glowing. And I always saw that in the prototype, and I'm like, damn, I really hope that makes it to production, that doesn't get butchered in production. And I'm happy to say, I mean, that it looks perfect. The reds still give off that metallic look in the eyes. Same on that one too. I'm just looking at this one because it's what I have. So yeah, sculpt, paint, I mean, this is all around a complete home run, easily. Let's talk a little bit about the switch out head. So what I have now is the exclusive. That's the classic looking angry portrait. But this is the portrait that comes with the regular, well, and this is the regular portrait. And this is a more modern look for him, which goes better with the modern look for the costume, but I don't know, I just like that one better. You know, it has more black accents, not piping, I keep saying piping, dog, like, goddamn. Black accents, these like holes here, which I don't know what these are, honestly. They kind of look like air vents, but you know, whatever. It doesn't look bad. Here, I'll put it on for you guys to see. If I can get it on, there we go. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It definitely looks more natural with the modernized look for the body. But I just prefer the exclusive better. Either way, you really can't go wrong. The exclusive is more classic. You know, it's all red except for this black down here at his throat. All red. The grimace came out pretty good too. Sideshow has a tendency to sometimes butcher their teeth in production. And while these do look nice, I mean, I can't find anything wrong with them. I do think they would have looked better if Sideshow had just gone the extra mile and done like acrylic teeth or something. You see a lot of companies really up their game with the teeth, you know, best teeth in the game. But, I don't know, they're just painted teeth. Nothing wrong with them, could have been better, but I can't complain too much. Put the EX back on. Another switch out, if you really consider it a switch out, are the caps for the billy clubs, because it comes with this fabric wire that you can get creative with. And if you don't want to display the wire, there are caps that you put on the billy clubs, which I thought that's how I was gonna rock it. But I don't know, I kind of got the wire in, and I wanted to kind of get creative with the display. So I kind of put this together. He's stepping on the cable and has it looping around back. I see it kind of like, you know, he just jumped onto that building and it's just stepping on, you know, the cable while he's getting his footing. I like it. I haven't seen anybody else do it like this, so kind of wanted to get creative with the cable a little bit. It's kind of a bitch to set up though. I mean, it looks easy, but it's kind of annoying, especially this part of stepping on it. So yeah, I mean, that's the statue. There's not a whole lot to talk about. At the end of the day, it's a very simple statue, but it's also a perfect example of how personally, these statues, everyone likes the big, huge, extravagant statues, and I love them too. I mean, who doesn't? But oftentimes, as a result of that, the smaller ones will kind of just get overlooked. It's like, oh, it's just a simple statue. And it is simple, but these things don't have to be so huge and complex to be so, you know, amazing. I mean, this is an incredible statue. And I guess a lot of that lends itself to Daniel Bell working on it, but still, it's really nice, yet it's really simple. You know, nothing quite like beauty and simplicity. So anyway, that's the statue, that's the review. Thank you guys for checking it out. As always, I appreciate each and every single one of you who watch my videos, who sub to my channel. You know, I don't do this thing for like subs or money or stuff like that. I mean, I just want to talk about statues. That's really it, because I don't have anyone else to talk about them too. So yeah, thank you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one, whenever that may be. All right, peace.